what type of arrangements they got laid out. Nolan Wells' mother just bought a new car. Jason Tatum riding through the ghetto in Bentleys and things with that Nolan Wells money. His wife eating good lobster, shrimp, steaks. What's the deal? These questions we gotta ask, cause Nolan dead, but his mother is living the life, and so is Officer Tatum. A lot of people feel like this was orchestrated. They're saying that he's a part of a fraternity, she a part of a sorority. They come together like Lego pieces, knock Nolan out the way. Next thing you know, they all rolling in dough. And that man is not even Nolan's father. He's just there as a crisis actor. There's so many rumors going on about this lady, but I want to let it be known. Nolan's mother is a victim, y'all. Nolan's friends have been getting death threats, and they want to blame it on Nolan's mother. But people gonna have to decide right now and figure this thing out before we go any further. Are y'all in support of getting justice for Nolan Wells, or do people want to see his so-called parents or whoever these people are? Do people want to see them go to jail for lying? Everybody calling his mother a liar, but she's not lying about her son being dead. We all know that's a fact. So let's stick to the facts. Is she making Officer Tatum rich? Possibly so. Because with her being in the news, that gave him a reason to be in the news. And as long as he's in the news, he's getting paid. But guess what? As long as she's in the news, she's also getting paid. So who's to blame? What we're going to be doing today, we're going to be following the money. So I need y'all to follow along with me, because by the end of this video, we're going to get to the bottom of this. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get this show started. Come on.
Y'all are so fake. Y'all are so fake. Now, y'all know that's AI. Anybody, Stevie Wonder could see that this is just fake. This is AI. But I'm trying to find out why y'all bothering people that's not bothering y'all. Nolan mama is a victim. She trying to find out what is going on with her son. Why is y'all going make up things and lie and put out bad news as if this woman took some money and went and bought a car? She just trying to find out what happened to her son. She deserve answers. I'm just not understanding what is wrong with people in this world. Y'all sent some mail, some horrible mail to this lady house. What is wrong? She deserved to know what happened to her child. And if I was her, I would keep hitting all the right buttons. I would not be quiet about this. Thank God for social media, because guess what? They'll take this and brush this under the rug. But I'm trying to find out who will go and make a fake AI and say that this lady out make it buy.
Come to find out, the lady that's talking is allegedly the one that made the AI video. And that's not even the cold part. The rumor is this video is not even AI. That's his actual parents at an actual dealership looking at a new car that she purchased in the name of Nolan. And how can you be mad? Ben Crump is about that money. So is Officer Tatum. And when you bring them together, it's a whole lot of cash to be made. Now, I need y'all to listen to this and decide for yourself what y'all think about it. Let's get this going.
With the autopsy results inconclusive, rumors continue to swirl around the death of Nolan Wells, the 18-year-old who was found dead after boating with his friends on 4th of July weekend. Wells' parents and their attorney, Ben Crump, spoke with Chris Cuomo earlier tonight, and Nolan's mother said there's only one question she wants answered. Watch.
At the end of the day, we would want what any parent would want, which is answers to find out what happened.
They also listened to part of an interview that Brandon Tatum did with one of Nolan's friends, and here's how Nolan's stepfather responded to it.
You heard that kid Trace in the interview say that he was friends with Nolan and that you guys would know him. Do you know him? Do you recognize him?
No, I don't. Just because you park your vehicle in someone's yard doesn't mean that they have to know you.
Yes, the hell it does. You leave something at my house, you better tell me something, or else it's gonna be a tow truck coming to get your shit, man. Now this is the thing. They're playing hot potato with this thing. They got Nolan's parents and they got Jason Tatum. So they're playing it safe. Imagine if it was a non-black YouTuber that they was going back and forth with. It would be in Ben Crump's interest to have Tatum on the job to create some opposition without making it a direct racial situation. And there's a whole bunch of black people that's buffers that's filling in for the white side of the situation. You ain't heard no non-black person say nothing negative against Nolan's family. Not in the mainstream media. They got Officer Tatum for that. And all the other bloggers and streamers that's hopping on board to speak about this situation in opposition to Nolan Wells' parents.
Sounds more to me like he's more focused on getting people to know him and getting away from the fact that his so-called best friend is not here anymore.
Brandon Tatum is the host of the Officer Tatum Show, and like I just mentioned, he spoke with some of Nolan's friends. He joins us now. Brandon, thank you for being here. So first, just your reaction to Nolan's stepfather saying he doesn't recognize his friend Trace, who you interviewed, basically alleging that you didn't know him very well at all, if at all.
It's slightly disappointing. I mean, I don't know these people, to be honest. I don't know who's really friends or not. I'm just going off of what Trayston told me. But Trayston did share pictures of him with Nolan at prom. He told me he not only just parked the car outside, he had been over Nolan's house multiple times, and he also gave Nolan a ride to school on multiple occasions. So it's very confusing. I don't know why a young man would say that he's friends.
See, this that bullshit, y'all. They need to be trying to get to the bottom of what happened. But you got all these black people involved in the situation, warring with each other, so they may never get to the bottom of the situation. But this isn't random. In order for them to have platforms to speak, somebody had to put them in position. Not just Officer Tatum, but Nolan's parents as well. You got Al Sharpton. Tyler Perry paid for the funeral. So is this a Hollywood production or no? It's starting to look like it's that way. And for the people that's invested into this Nolan Wells situation, you got to ask yourself, what do you get out of it? It don't look like it's going to be any justice to be served because people don't know what happened. All we know is that Nolan is dead, and that's enough to get a show going. The same thing with the David trial. All we know, it was a dead body in the trunk. All the evidence is there, but they want to go in circles. They don't know if David did it. They got to investigate. They waiting for the trial to start and all this BS. I'm starting to think that it's all entertainment at this point. Listen to this.
That we're following from this week. Taking you out to this, we have an update in a case that is really capturing attention all across the country. We do know that as of this weekend, the official autopsy in the death of Nolan Wells has been completed, according to officials who are familiar with that investigation. Results from the state medical examiner's office have not yet been made public, but are expected to be sent to a grand jury. This all has to do with the early July death of Nolan Wells, an 18-year-old who was on a boat on Horn Island before he effectively went missing. Days later, his body surfacing. And still so many questions as we are continuing on in the days and weeks to follow his death. And to talk a little bit more about what we're watching here, I'd like to bring in Adante Pointer, civil rights attorney. Adante, thanks so much for being with us here on Live Now from Fox.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Wait, before they even get started, you got a black news anchor, you got a black civil rights attorney. So they're playing it absolutely safe with this. This is an all-out Royal Rumble with black folks. Keep that in mind.
And once again, I'm getting a lot of text, emails, and even people reaching out to me on social media asking questions about this case. And so since we have the time to speak with you right now, I want to start with some of the basics. There have been a lot of conversations around these autopsy reports. There's an official one from the state, but also the family has gone on their own path to produce an independent autopsy. What has sort of been revealed through these reports? Again, the official one has not yet been released yet, but what's the difference between the two and why are they important to figuring out what ultimately happened to Nolan Wells?
Sure. The state autopsy is conducted first because the state actually had custody of Nolan's body way before the family got their hands on the body and were able to send it to an independent autopsy for an independent autopsy. So what you have is the state actually had the body in its most original state from once it was recovered. And so they have the primary opportunity and duty to investigate and examine this body for any type of signs of trauma or drowning and any other type of physical injuries or the condition of the body. Whereas an independent examiner, they're getting the body after the original autopsy is done. And oftentimes the body, as once again, during the autopsy, is cut open. Not only is the external body examined, but also the internal body is examined, as well as toxicology tests of the sort to see if there are any type of intoxicants on board, alcohol and things of that nature. So the independent autopsy is a way for a family to get answers in advance of the state's autopsy coming.
They too busy playing with his body to get to the facts. Next thing you know, they're gonna be checking under his fingernails. They wanna know what's going on with his toes. They all in his neck. He dead, that should be enough. To hell with an autopsy. It's sort of like they trying to prove if he dead or not. Will his family be happy if they revived him so he could tell his own damn story? Ain't nothing else to talk about. He was obviously murdered. Lynched, if you ask me. It sounds like they strung him up in the middle of Horn Island in front of an audience while they was barbecuing, singing the national anthem, allegedly. I wouldn't put nothing past them. But this is easy bait because if his mother was an old school mother, she would have prayed all this shit right. If Nolan's mother was a traditional type of mother, they wouldn't have no room to be playing in her face and going back and forth with blogs and things like that out of respect. Imagine if Nolan's mother was Angie Stone and the world see her face on the news, people will automatically stop playing them games. But when you see Nolan's mother and she wearing Lizzo t-shirts and she popping her gum, rolling her neck, and she doing interviews all over the place while she's applying makeup to her face, they feel like it's open season on the hood rat's head. And on top of that, we don't know who Nolan daddy is. They playing with her, and I ain't trying to disrespect the lady, but they can get over on her. As long as they get her some activator, she gonna be activated to do whatever it is that they need her to do. And Officer Tatum gonna keep on getting rich.
Out. And oftentimes that's all the family has because the state autopsies oftentimes take much longer to deliver the results to the family. And as you can imagine, if you're a family, you're anxious to know what happened to your son.
Absolutely. And so we do know from Ben Crump, he's the attorney who's currently working there with the family. They've been very outspoken about what they believe happened to their son and just really wanting to know more answers from those officials who are in charge of this investigation. But so far, as we've been talking about that independent autopsy, we do know that the family released some information indicating this. They said publicly that the determined and cause and manner of death is undetermined pending investigation. Legally, what does undetermined mean, and why might this information that this independent...
She phony as fuck. I don't even hear what she's saying. Just her body language, her everything, it just ain't right, man. And I'm not the only person that feel that way. A bunch of people out here talking. Listen at this.
Y'all want to know one thing that's just not sitting right with me? Like, it don't sit right with me at all. Like, the way Nolan's mom is acting, like you would think her child wasn't black. Because for you to sit there and get on the news and say, this is not about race, this is not about color, we don't see color, that's the fucking problem. Y'all don't see color. Why the fuck was your son with them white boys anyway? If we're gonna really talk about it, you been ain't see color. But you need to see color now. We're talking about Mississippi. When we say Mississippi, the first thing that should come to mind with this racist shit is Emmett Till, bitch. Yes, Emmett Till, Mississippi. Let's talk about it. You're talking about this is not about race. This is way past race. And that's what's wrong with the problem now. You're the problem. And another thing about you on all these different talking about shit, my thing is, if this was my child, couldn't nobody contact me and ask me to sit down and speak about shit until I had answers. This is like social media for, something about her just don't sit right with me. I don't know. Like, it's just been pissing me off.
Yo, me and you both, sister. Me and you both. And I try to give her a pass because her son is no longer here, but it seems like she really don't give a damn. As long as she got a platform to speak, she gonna just run her mouth, even though she don't really be talking about nothing like that. Look at
Now,
this.
listen to Nolan Wells' mom, and I'm going to say this because with all due respect, she lost her baby. She wanted to thank people that have been supportive of her son. I just wish that they would never work with Benjamin Crump and them. They corrupt everything they touch, in my opinion. Roll the clip.
Hey, Boo Bears. I know you probably did not expect to see me, but I had to come on because I wanted to acknowledge all of your love, your support, your kindness that you guys have been showing me. But right now, it's just, everything is so heavy. Everything is so heavy. Just been going through the motions, you know. I'm a healthcare provider, so I talk about grief a lot. Now to be on the other side of this is, it's a lot. So I lost my mom a few years ago, and that was hard. This loss, this grief, this pain, it's different. It's insurmountable. And then it's like you get these flood of emotions all at different times, and grief is so multi-layered. You know, one second I might be okay and I can talk about things and I can listen to his stories, and then the next minute I am falling apart and I feel like I can't breathe, and I feel like there is an elephant just sitting on my chest. And I know if Nolan was here, he'd be like, Mom, you know, just keep talking to the people, keep telling my story, keep telling your story. So that is going to be my plan. Again, thank you all so much. I love you, and I will talk to you later.
There's a lot
of
things I want to say, but I'm going to reserve my opinions until later. If I find out that Benjamin Crump and them done lied about this stuff, done made up stuff, done had access to evidence that they refused to see, or they refuse to communicate with people, because to be honest, if you want justice for Nolan Wells, you better be calling and communicating with everybody involved. Now,
Yo. He said something when he said that right there. It ain't about the public, because we can't do shit for you but entertain whatever it is you talking about, man. She talking about, hey, Boo Bears. I ain't no motherfucking Boo Bear. Sound like she trying to make a pass at niggas out there. She hot in the draw. And you know what? Cut that music off. I'm not about to disrespect his mother at all. But it looked like she'll turn the whole party out, depending on the situation. You know what? We're not going to do that. We're not going to keep going in on his mother. I'm just trying to point out the fact that she's making a lot of people rich. It's his mother is the issue. His mother is the reason why he's not going to get any justice. His mother is the reason why they're never going to get to the bottom of this, because the respect factor is not there. You know, she done too much talking. Now I understand if she wanted to give a public statement one time and leave it up to the lawyers, but this campaign she going on, it's only hurting her situation.
Nolan Wells' mom was on Don Lemon earlier today, and she revealed the great levels of evil that Officer Tatum rhetoric has brought to her life. The amount of harassment, the amount of racism, the amount of attacks that she's been getting due to the rhetoric of people like Officer Tatum and what they've been spewing about her and her family. This is unacceptable. Don Lemon actually asked Nolan Wells' mom what her thoughts were on Officer Tatum and his antics as of lately, and her response was perfect. She gave the perfect response to how everybody should respond to Officer Tatum.
And we can't move forward because we don't have answers.
So when you talk about all the things that have been spread, there is this officer, I hate mentioning his name, a former officer who is a far right wing, but who's been doing the interviews and has been saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on Brandon Tatum. No.
I respect that. And that's the right answer for everybody, I believe. And I feel like, because I mentioned him, I'm like, why did I even mention him? Because he doesn't deserve a platform.
No, he does not.
Here's the thing. His name came up. She shut it down. She's not going to talk about it whatsoever. Tatum still found a way to clout chase off this clip. right? He still found a way to clout chase a 1 minute live stream off this clip. And the reason why she's refusing to speak on Tatum and why she doesn't respect him and don't want to talk to him is because, his harmful rhetoric has brought a lot of chaos and torment to their life.
Man, this is sickening, y'all. Don't nobody, it ain't even about Nolan no more. Do y'all realize that? This situation ain't got nothing to do with that young man. It got something to do with all the key players that's getting the bag off of speaking his name. I'm gonna have to change the title. Not only is Nolan's mother making
because of those interviews that Tatum have been doing.
Shut the African. Not only is Nolan's mother making Officer Tatum rich, she making every greasy face YouTuber or whoever out there get a big bag of money. And you wonder why I'm here talking about Nolan Wells, mama and Officer Tatum? Well, hell, shit, that's what everybody doing. She opened up the floodgates. She might be a saint for doing what she doing now. But what we really want to know is, what do her husband really got to say about this whole situation? How do he feel? Is he getting the cut of the money that she's getting since he's in the middle of it? Is she paying him per diem just to hold them pictures up? Listen at this, y'all.
But I do have criticisms. When you watch this video, you're going to see why I have criticisms. Roll the clip.
When you talk about all the things that have been spread, there is this officer, I hate mentioning his name, a former officer who is a far right wing, who's been doing the interviews and has been saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on Brandon Tatum. No.
Time out. Do you guys find that kind of suspicious or interesting that Don Lemon said, I'm not going to mention his name? Fair enough. If you don't want to give a person publicity, if you don't believe they're legitimate, you won't say the person's name. He said, I'm not going to say his name is this officer, right? Then mom gets on, and you would think she would say, I'm not talking about that dude. He's irrelevant. He's not worth my time. I'm not talking about this guy you talking about either. Why would she say Brandon Tatum? She put my full name out there.
I don't understand.
And in my personal opinion,
I don't understand it either, man. I do not understand why she did that. She chasing all the clout. She want all the smoke. She ain't do nothing but give this man more material. She want to be in the conversation. She want to go viral. She don't give a fuck about Nolan's friends. She trying to get it however she can get it. Brandon can get shots too, whoever want it. It's open season. She with all the fun and games. With a smirk on her face. Laid in the back of the Maybach with the news on, waiting for her to come on the screen. Loving the fame, loving the money, loving the everything. She got fans. People ain't thinking about Beyonce, they think about her. Ain't nobody popping like her out here in these streets. This is her hot girl summer. And she want to turn it up another notch every opportunity she get a chance. This how she spending her summer. Her son died in July. She riding around real clean, getting it popping on social media. She came out her mouth and said, if Nolan was here, he would tell me to keep on telling his story, keep on telling my story. Hey, she know her son better than me, but in her mind, she feel like this is what Nolan would want. Even though he possibly was murdered. They found his body floating in the Mississippi River. And this is how they getting down to business. On social media, somebody need to get smacked. Listen at this, y'all.
She want people who hate me to come out and know who I am and search me and do all that other stuff. but refuse to address specific things that they're saying that I'm saying. And they have never addressed some of the things that the boys have said. You have not heard them address the phone thing. You have not addressed them because Warren said that he told Nolan's mother that he had the cell phone and the keys. They have not said that he lied about it. They won't even talk about it. It came up on Chris Cuomo, and you guys will see that shortly. It came up on Chris Cuomo, and they pivoted. They didn't even address what Cuomo said. They just pivoted to something else. All right, continue.
I respect that. And that's the right answer for everybody, I believe. And I feel like, because I mentioned him, I'm like, why did I even mention him? Because he doesn't deserve a platform.
No, he does not.
So let's talk about the people, the young men that he's been interviewing. They're saying they're his best friends. Some of them you said that you don't know. One of them even said, "Oh, Nolan would be outraged by the way his parents are handling this." And I'm like, wait, what? Like, why on earth would somebody go on and say that about a grieving family? But
Again.
Hold on, wait. I need y'all to use y'all imagination real quick and just envision opening that car door and seeing his mother looking at her with your own eyes, and she got the phone up to her face. She leaned back, got the TV on the back with the news, and just think her son just died. Ain't even been a month ago, and she on the campaign tour. She feeding the madness. She was literally doing her makeup while she was doing the stream about the situation. Just think, if you were standing, you open the car door and she's sitting there with the seatbelt on and she holding the phone, got Don Lemon on the phone, kick back, talking about Officer Tatum and everything. Would you have respect for her? Now, imagine, put yourself in her shoes. Imagine you lost your child. Your child was found face down in the water. And you leaned back on the cell phone talking to Officer Tatum talking to Don Lemon casually about Officer Tatum with the TVs in the headrest. Could you see yourself living like that? And would you think that you was foul for being that way? Or if you seen somebody in third person, would you feel like they was foul for even entertaining the nonsense? Look.
And distraction, we're not even going to address them or that man. We only want the truth. Again, at the end of the day, I'm going to say it like I've been saying it. The only question we have is what happened to Nolan. That's what we need to know. That's it. That's all.
When you talk about all the...
Oh, I'm talking about Mama. I got a question for you. With all due respect. Why then, if you want to know what happened to Nolan, did your attorney not talk to me before I ever talked to the other side? All right, we passed that point. How come when Nicole or Ashley reached out to you via text, which she showed me, which we posted online, that you didn't respond to Warren's mother to even talk to her and get any information that she may have? The boys already have been investigated by law enforcement. We will not know exactly what they said for a time period, which could be a long time. I don't know. They got to go to grand jury and everything. So we will never know what they said to the police unless you talk to them directly. Why, if you want to know what happened to your son, would you talk to the people that last seen him alive? You're saying they saw him alive last. They're reaching out to you and saying, we want to talk. Let's have a conversation. But instead, you guys refuse to talk to them, refuse to talk to me, and then get online and push stuff that you have to later redact because you could have talked to them first and cleared it up, talked to their attorneys and cleared it up. You could have gotten all the boys' statements that have been compiled before the police put it out in the public so you can have a clear perspective before you go out in the public. But they did not do it. You know.
Hold on. Go ahead, Tatum. Say that.
What they did, the first thing they did before they talked to any parent, any person involved, before they talked to anybody, they went and got Benjamin Crump. And they went and got Benjamin Crump. And what are they doing? The day that their son is put into the ground, They go get his estate, established in the state, and then prepare to sue. Now, if you don't know what happened and you have not made a determination, all you want to know is what happened, then why are you prepping to sue people?
Damn, man, it's all about the money, y'all. Ain't no money in the answers. All the money is in the questions. So that's a win-win situation. Don't fuck around and get caught up out there and lose your life, because ain't nobody gonna give a damn. Murder is big business, man. Especially in these days and times where everybody have an opinion. Your life gonna turn into a sound bite, a blog, a newsreel. Your whole life gonna amount to a TikTok. It's sort of like they didn't respect Nolan. Was he a lame or something like that? Why they doing him like that? His mother acting like her son was a goofy or something. Did he even get along with her for real? Did he respect his moms? Cause she don't seem like she respect him. And that dude that's supposed to be his dad, he look like he got something to say, but he just ain't gonna say it. He always got his head down, looking pitiful. If he could really speak his mind, she'll cuss him out so bad he'll be stuttering for the rest of his life. I know she be cussing him out. His dignity gone, his manhood is gone. She belittled him to the point to where he's a little boy. He whipped. Po Alabama. Somebody get him some coffee or something. She the problem. Damn, man. He got a new age mama. And it's fucking everything up. She ain't give a who her son was out there with. He probably didn't even have to tell her that he was going. Like, whatever. She probably never gave a damn. That's what it started. I don't know these people, but that's what it's starting to look like, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section. I just wanted to let y'all know that this woman is making it possible for everybody to get paid. And she's skimming her money off the top. If there's justice, then people will move on to the next thing. In Mississippi, I don't think so. I guess she figured we already lost. Ain't no winning, so we might as well win the best way we can win and make entertainment out this shit. And she the starring actress in this whole saga, and she's absolutely fine with that. The father dude, they might not even be together like that. I was gonna skate out of here, but I gotta do a little bit of investigations before I go. Y'all stay tuned. Because I got a couple of questions. Hold on, y'all. Do this nigga got brothers and sisters? Do he got aunties, cousins, or whoever? Is he the only child? Hold on, do this nigga got siblings? Look, his beloved sister, Carlisha Briscoe, his brothers, Jalen Briscoe, Jaden Briscoe, Ethan Wansley, and Elmore Wansley Jr. So, why the hell is his last name Wells? His loving grandmother, Geraldine Mass, his aunts Gabriel Wells, Shauna Wansley, and Ayana Dredd, his uncles Christopher Wells Jr., Eric Bell and Xavier Bryant. So he got 4, 5 sisters. Where they at? They ain't got no opinion. Ain't nobody asking them their take on their brother. How broken is his home? Nolan Wells' mother, Christine Wansley, also referred to as Christine Wells Wansley. So she was married to Nolan's dad, but her original kids got her original last name. What type of mess is this, man? Elmore Wansley, Nolan's father, who has worked alongside Christina. See, wait a minute. So these other kids is from the dude that she with now. So she had Nolan before she had the other kids. So she started a whole new family and had new kids, and Nolan was that kid from a previous relationship. So she got married to this new guy, had new kids, and Nolan was still hanging around. And that dude, damn, man, that's some shit make you not want to be home. He could have been the black sheep of the family or whatever. Y'all let me know I don't know how this go. But that's kind of weird to me, man. Make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button too. We're going to be back and we're going to talk about it later.